Good morning. We're going to do a quick video. We'll do RPAC. I'm not retiring, regardless of what that email said last week. So I'll dive into that. Nobody knew what it said. I'm like, if you want to create confusion, let Berkshire Hathaway send out an email for you when you're on a plane. So, yeah. So, all right, video. If it's good, Aaron found it. If it's bad, Aaron found it.
Think about
You
the
that
things
light?
that we do again and again and again. They really come down to 5 things. So these are the 5 steps to make the impossible possible. The first is simple. Write it down. Now, what you do by writing something down is you're taking an idea and you're making it tangible. You're taking something that does not exist and you're making it real. So you're effectively breathing life into your dreams and building a foundation for them to grow. Now, there's a difference between dreams and projects, and I really like to think of dreams as projects because dreams have a funny way of staying dreams. But if you think about your dreams as projects, just like any work project, you can break them down into manageable steps, and writing them down is that first step. So you are 40% more likely to achieve your goal simply by writing it down. So, as I said, this Dream Big will be out by the reception, and we're going to start pitting our dreams and writing them down because it is a vital part of the process. Step 2. Why did I ask you guys to talk to your neighbor? Because you must share your goals. If you don't talk about your list, no one can help you. And help comes in the most unexpected ways. The only way we cross anything off our list is through the help of other people. The only way we help other people is through the help of other people. A lot of people don't talk about their biggest dreams because they're afraid. Right? This is natural. This fear is the number one thing that stops people from going after their personal goals. They're afraid of what other people might think, or they're afraid of failure. So there's 2 types of failure. There's the failure that comes along with never going after your goal because you're waiting for the right time. You don't learn anything from that failure. The second comes from trying and failing, but what you learn from that far outweighs any potential hit to your reputation. Step 3. Buy a Fiat, yeah. Persist. So people trick themselves into thinking that external force is the reason that they fail. The simple truth, I believe, you fail because you stopped trying. Because let's just look at what success is. It's equal parts quality product and consistency of effort. So you all know you can have a great product. It doesn't mean that you're going to succeed. It's a numbers game. Trying again and again makes all the difference. Step 4. Take moonshots. This is important. 99% of the world does not believe they can do great things, so they shoot for mediocre goals, which means the level of competition is highest for mediocre goals. Therefore, if you shoot for unrealistic goals, there's less competition. You have a higher chance of getting it done. Also, a big dream motivates you to get out of bed every morning, and it attracts the best people by your side. You want those people standing next to you, not doubters. And finally, give. As I said, something that you guys do every day. And you know that by helping someone else, it fills you up in a way that doing something for yourself just doesn't. Right? It just resonates more. I know that when I look back, it's going to be moments like this with Tori on that stage that will stick with me until the end of my life. Now, there's a great quote from the book Into the Wild. Its happiness is only real when it's shared. And it's sharing these types of moments that I will never forget. So the question that I want to leave you with is simple. What do you want to do before you die? Thank you, everyone, so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Cheers. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm back on? Perfect. Corky, when he said that, right, You surround yourself with like-minded people. You're the one that sent me the Steve Jobs, right? A players want to be with A players, right? So if you, can we turn that light on? Sorry. My God, am I blind or want the lights off? Could be both. But that is really true, right? That's the reason I'm like, go to Explosion, go to coaching events, surround yourself with other successful people. You're going to be more likely to learn, to collaborate, and to grow by doing those type of things. So real quick, we got RPAC here. So pop up here, and then we'll jump into our meeting. Thank you. Yes, I apologize. No, they can't because on the outside of the glass, I apologize.
This?
Yes,
Are they on? I'm not.
that's okay. Is the battery out on this?
I might have to unscrew the bottom to turn it on.
There we go. Yours? No, I don't. Sorry.
I'll just hang on your neck.
Hi
Right.
everyone, my name is Liz Otto. I'm with Peterson Rose Realty, and this is,
I'm Sarita McNeil with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate.
and we are part of the RPAC committee. And today,
Wait. Do they have? None of these work, guys? Give me a second, because none of those people on the outside of the glass can hear.
You just need to talk into the microphone.
Okay. Yep, we got it. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Does this work? How do I go to the next slide? Sorry.
His screen.
Does it need to be on?
Going well. That's it. That's all we got. Okay. Well, it's not what our back is.
Can I push the?
Rick, are we good?
Here we go. All right, so we are here with RPAC. Last year, we had a goal of $186,550, and we raised $187,838 with 38% participation. Our goal this year is to raise $188,691 with 37% participation.
Today, so this year we're making rounds around all of the brokerages. You guys are number 2, and by the way, this is an amazing sales meeting. You guys have great attendance in comparison. But your challenge today is to beat our first, which was Nebraska Realty, and we raised $10,465 for RPAC. So that's what we're shooting for to achieve today. Realtor Political Action Committee. How many of you are already investors? Okay, a few. How many of you understand the importance of what RPAC does for your business and for your clients? Okay. Some of you, the majority of you will have some of these sheets on your chairs. Sorry, we did not expect this attendance, so I didn't have quite enough, but please check them out. This is just a few of the wins historically that we have had, including things like electronic signatures. So for those of you who have been in the business for quite some time, you know that back in the day we had to get wet signatures, do notaries. RPAC was the force behind getting the online notary approved so that we can benefit our business. We do not vote down party lines. We don't vote, actually. We don't support down party lines in any way, shape, or form. The goal of RPAC is to find realtor champions at local, state, and federal levels that will help support your business, our community, and our clients in private property rights.
So you're probably wondering, where does your investment go? So 70% of it stays here locally in Nebraska. The other 30% goes to national. It doesn't go to any of the presidential candidates. That money goes to the people here that support us as realtors and your clients, if you're a landlord, home buyers, lenders, everybody who would be affected by a real estate transaction.
So being that today is voting day, hopefully all of you are getting out to your polls. Number one way you can help support RPAC is to get out and vote for our candidates. As you know, you may or may not know, we have a lot of open seats coming up in Nebraska legislation, and a lot of seats that are going to be filled with first-time candidates and inexperienced legislators. We're going to have a struggle ahead of us. A couple weeks ago, we met with a lot of these candidates in person and interviewed them for 2 days straight. And what we found was that a lot of them are very uneducated about what is going on in the real estate and property rights industries. So one of our goals is to find candidates that do support our views, but also at the same time, these funds will help get us a seat at the table to sit down and create relationships with these people going forward, to educate them on what the realtor community needs, both for our businesses, to protect our business and our companies, and to protect our property owners, and especially our landlords. There's a lot of legislation that's not in favor of landlord property rights at the moment. So we put funds towards supporting those candidates. We do not endorse any of them, but we do support their campaigns if we feel like they're going to be a champion for us. And so getting in front of them and developing that and educating them on when it is time to reach out to the realtors and ask our opinion on new legislation is really, really important.
So to stay informed, if you could get out your phone and text Realtor to 30644, this is going to keep you informed. This is going to send you a text message every time there's something extremely important that's affecting the real estate industry, whether it's a positive or negative thing. This last year we received one, and I think that the senators were just completely beside themselves with the number of emails and people who showed up to speak on behalf of those different bills. So in the last year, we had 63 bills were introduced in 2026. We were in support of 21 of them, opposed 14, and monitored 20 of them. That also include bills from prior. So here are some examples. I gotta stand over here. These are ones that are touching our industry right now. I believe none of these passed except for 1041, is that correct? So these were all ones that we were in support of. And this one. How many of you have had a deal where child support has caused it to either not sell or delay the closing? So now if the seller is current on child support, there's nobody that needs to sign off. The other party doesn't have to sign off on that unless they're behind. So that will no longer delay them. I recently had a deal where I had to travel to Fremont, get them to sign because I'm a notary. But if I wasn't a notary, it would have been a bigger deal and would have delayed closing.
How many of you are familiar with the dock stamp increase? Have you heard about it yet? Okay, so LB 1067 was a huge bill in Nebraska legislature this year that we fought very hard. Last year, if you'll remember, we had a 7-cent increase in dock stamps, which is the first increase that we've had since 2005. The funds that are raised from dock stamps are going to support things like rural workforce housing and affordable housing, which are all wonderful causes, and we definitely support those. What we don't support is the fact that they want to put the sole responsibility for fundraising those dollars by the sellers of properties. That is the sole source of this income, and we do not believe that those people who are not benefiting from these programs should foot that bill 100%. It is an easy target for our government. When this bill was introduced, the original proposal was $1.50 per 1,000, so it made a significant impact on the sale of your home. We did manage to have some conversations with some of our legislators and got them to agree to only $1, which we still continue to oppose, but it did pass in legislature. which just opens up the door for continued increases year to year. It's going to come back to the table because it was easy to get through. Everybody thought this was a great idea. In fact, one of the legislators mentioned, well, the sellers don't even know, so they don't even know until they come to the table. It's not a big deal. So that's what we deal with RPAC. That's the kind of thought process sometimes that's in our government. And that's our goal, is to educate them on the impact that it really does have on our consumers. This other bill is probably something you all would want to take very personally. LB 1244, sales tax on services, which means your commission, your inspector's fee, your sewer scope guy's fee, your contractor's fee, title company fee, every single line item, and I believe Bill Swanson did an itemized cost sheet on this for us at one point. Every single line item on there would have an additional sales tax. So just imagine the cost to the buyers and sellers and our income if we have to absorb those sales tax costs for every single transaction. And that's just a number of the bills that, or the items that they talked about taxing. The list is extensive, and if you look into your personal life, your dog grooming, your nails, your car detailing, all of those things were on the table, and they still are, and they're gonna come back in January. Sorry, I'm trying to get over this bowl.
So today we're asking you to help with RPAC and invest. Any amount is great, we appreciate. However, if you do invest at least, is it $250 or more? There are some swag items up here. So 100 or more, there's some swag items up here. If you invest $250 or more, we have a $50 gift card to Amazon. Your investment is,
That's a drawing.
sorry, you'd be put in a drawing for, yes. So is there any major investors in this room? Thank you, appreciate you guys. We have, not every seat has a card, but we do have more cards. This card right here, if you fill it out, if you're interested in investing today, we'll come around and collect these. And then anyone who invests $250 or more, you'll put in a drawing for that Amazon gift card.
Yep.
We have QR code on the next.
The QR code is on these cards, and then we've got it up here too. We're gonna hang out in the hallway until the end of your meeting. We'll collect all your pledge cards. But if you do Venmo, you can do a credit card payment on there, you can do a pledge, you can write a check. Sorry. We have QR code up here. We have QR codes on those investment cards. That goes to OABR Venmo. You can just put BHHS RPAC event in your comment so that will count towards your investment. You can do a check, credit card, or a Venmo, or a pledge if you need to. But again, at the end of the meeting, we'll collect all those cards and draw for the $50 gift card. If you've done $100 or more, you can grab one of the swag items from us on your way out. Vince, thank you very much for the opportunity. If you guys have questions, reach out at any time.
Thank you, guys. You're good, thank you. Say what? Put the QR code on the podium. Put the QR code on the podium. Where is the QR code? Maybe it Good luck. Okay. How about we put it right here, Chris? There you go. Yeah, real quick. So there was an email. I was on a plane coming back into the country, and I talked to Chris Kelly the day before about something we talked about 3 months ago. Because when I took this job, I told you guys, a president of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services globally, is I was doing it for 2 to 3 years, and continued to run this company at the same time. And so we talked 3 or 4 months ago, and I said, listen, at the end of the year, why don't we pick somebody, let's mentor them for a year, and then in 27, I'll step down. So Jason Waugh, who I know well, actually his dad called me 15, 16 years ago from Seattle, and I mentored him for a little bit, is a great guy. He was running he was running Caldwell Banker. He's gonna come back over and work within home services for the next year, and then part of next year he'll work under me, and sometime late next year. So I'm still going to continue to run the network just as we have been doing till late next year. And then I've agreed, moving forward after that, to become chairman of the global network and then come back here and run this company. And my goal is, like I said, I'm sitting on calls with attorneys and about HR and stuff that just quite honestly is not that exciting for me to do. And so the goal as chairman is to figure out how do we continue to have what's our strategy moving forward, what's our vision moving forward, and what's the growth strategies, and maybe stay involved with Explosion or a couple things like that, which we'll still need to work through details on. But then I back here, and I'll have more time to do this, and hopefully more time to travel, and a little bit less hours out in California. So if you got questions, grab me. But the bottom line is nothing's really changing till late 27, so the next year and a half. And at that time, I'll step down as president running the network and become chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. So questions with that, because I know we sent out an email that we thought was clear, but clearly was not clear. But it was a lot clearer. Than the one that went out to all the broker owners across the country. I was on a plane and I was getting, "What the F? Tell me it's not so. Why are you out?" I'm like, "I'm not out, I don't think." So thank you guys, and I always appreciate your support. Monster Tote, what do we got back there for breakfast? Bagels. So stop by, say hi to them. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Home Services Lending. Come up and talk about what we got going on. I wasn't sure who we had talking. Tell me what we got going on in interest rates.
Well, the inflation reports came out today. It wasn't quite as bad as we thought it was going to be, but if you have customers who are floating the market, they should lock. It's going to be a pretty volatile week when it comes to rates. We are having a NYFA Lunch and Learn here next week. There's some new programs that NYFA has. It's great for your first-time home buyers, and they also have a welcome home program that they don't have to be first-time home buyers, but it's a way for them to get up to 5% of the purchase price and a down payment assistance loan. And that's at 1% for 10 years. So it's, I hate to say it's not free money, but it's almost free money.
Your flyer says Monday, May 19th.
I know.
Is it Monday or Tuesday?
It's Tuesday. That was for 2005, or 25. Anyway, it's Tuesday. This flyer is incorrect. It says Monday. One of their new programs that I'm kind of excited about is they have a new builder program that allows for a 180-day extended lock. And the reason I say that is we all get the same NYFA rates, and since they're a bond program and nonprofit, they are way below market rates. So it's a great opportunity for those first-time home buyers. We might be able to compete with D.R. Horton with that program. But anyway, join us next week. It's full of information.
So what is rates today on a 30-year conventional?
I haven't pulled them yet because they
What was
didn't
it
come out to
yesterday?
10, about 6.5.
6.5. And so you're still pushing the one, right? You're still doing the
Yep.
buy down so 6.5 to 5.5 for the first year, no
Yep,
cost.
correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Questions, guys? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Zillow Showcase. I'm working with Zillow, and I'm hoping the contract we have right now is through the end of December, the end of this year. I've been going back and forth with them for the next week. I'm hoping by the end of this week to have that Zillow Showcase contract extended through the end of 27, and I'm hoping to have it done with no price increase at all. So that's what we're working on right now. And we're running 130, 140 Zillow Showcase. I haven't checked the last month. Do we have April's numbers in yet? So 130, 140 Zillow Showcase listings per month. And again, the question over the last couple months is, there's more people. There was 7, 8 people that had Zillow Showcase. Now we're up to like 20 some. We lost our exclusive for, I think it was the month of February. And there was a chunk of people, there was a handful of teams at Better Homes and Gardens. They got a certain number of tokens. When they're out of those tokens, they won't be able to get it again. But there are more people. Now you've got like 20 people in the market that have it outside of us. So I really think it's a huge competitive advantage in the marketplace, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It increases visibility for your sellers and drives traffic to them. To piggyback on that, Zillow Preview, over the last week, 2 things. I'll let Jay talk about the things on Friday that the MLS, you can talk about this in a second, that MLS just confirmed on what we're going to do on the coming soons. But Zillow also added to that program Realtor.com. So now you got the two largest portals, residential real estate portals in the country that are part of this program. So we'll be able to, because Zillow said if you're part of another program, which by the way, like Compass and Better Homes and Gardens, the Coldwell Banker has a deal with Redfin, you would not be able to be part of their preview program and get the exposure. So adding Realtor.com is a big deal because now you've got literally, you know, probably 50% plus of all online viewers coming to the two that we have an agreement with. And then, so we've made some changes to the coming soon rules. You and I guess, as of yesterday with our, what we get from our attorneys, still have some confusion that we need to get some clarification on, but hopefully we'll get that in the next day or two. But talk about the days in the market and the MLS rules that they decided on last week.
Sure. One of the decisions, we already had agreed that we were going to go ahead and syndicate, but we had a list of 2 or 3 things that we had to decide on. One of the things that we did decide on is when we do syndicate, like we do not syndicate the days on market from the MLS. And so it's up to each vendor on how they do that, so each third party. So we could either have waited, it'll accumulate days on the market as a coming soon listing, if it's syndicated or not. And so you will see it's been, 14 days, 15 days internally as a coming soon if it's syndicated out on Zillow. But what will happen though with Zillow, you've talked to Zillow, like when you convert from a coming soon to going active, like at least on Zillow's portal, it'll go down to 0 days.
As long as you turn that toggle off or something, there's something you have to turn off. So we need to get explanations on what to do there.
Correct, but the confusion will be in the MLS. If it's 19 days on market, it'll continue to accumulate, 2021 when it goes active, but it'll just be in the MLS only. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a little confusing, but we went ahead and voted as a board to just go ahead. It was either that or wait almost a year for the vendor to turn that off, and we thought it would be more important for it to syndicate and just have it internally days on market where you guys can research and know how long, like a status update, because you'll see in the status update in the history how long it was in the coming soon status, how long it's been in the active status. Some people will cancel and relist, so you still have that option as well. But the other thing that we voted on was how long can you have a coming soon because right now it's unlimited. You could have it sitting out there for 4, 5, 6 months. So now you're going to be capped at 21 days. So when we go put it in, you can no longer do a coming soon more than 21 days. It's going to convert it to active from there.
Can you cancel and relist as a coming soon?
Yes, you can. You can still do that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my question. We're gonna lose that new status with the MLS,
No, you will still have the new status,
but the days will be different.
but the days will still, it'll track the coming soons. So once it's syndicated, it's going to show days on market just internally in Paragon. So the public's not going to see it in the third party vendors. So like on Zillow, so it could show, let's say you do a coming soon
I
for
brought
21
Jay on
days.
to confuse you guys.
Yeah.
Makes
It
me
is
look
confusing, but so I list a house today, I do a coming soon for 21 days. I syndicate it right away to Zillow. In Paragon, when it goes live, it's gonna say 21 days in Paragon, but on Zillow, you can toggle it to say 0. So it'll just keep on accumulating days, but just in Paragon only. Not on the third-party sites. Some third-party sites will maybe accumulate it, some may not. So like Zillow will not. Realtor.com probably will not.
If you turn them off. So
Correct.
there will be an action on your part you'll need to take, yeah.
Correct. So I know that's confusing, but
If we sound like we don't know what we're talking about, we don't.
Yeah, is that only if you do the Zillow preview or any coming soon?
Any coming soon.
Going on them.
any coming soon. And so one of the things that you can do too, because we limited it to 21 days. So let's say that you start a coming soon and you say not to syndicate it. So you could maybe wait and for the first 7 days you help them get it ready, staged, and maybe in 7 or 10 days you get pictures. Then you could tell our staff we could toggle that on, and for the last 7 days of that coming soon, it could be syndicated. So you'll have some choices there as well.
Now, with Realtor.com getting added on, because remember, Zillow's giving back to you guys 10%. So if they sell within 90 days, your listing or any listing, you're going to get 10% of that commission. Realtor.com is doing the exact same thing. So when we've added Realtor.com on there, so if either one of those two pick up that client, they got a 90-day window to get a house sold and closed, and you'll get 10%. They go sell $500,000 house, 2.5% interest rate, $10,000 commission. That'll be $1,000 to you guys. And like I said, I changed that Berkshire Hathaway network. There was no royalty fee on that, and we're not taking any company dollar on that. So in both cases, and we're getting that. Most people are not, right? Us, Keller Williams, Remax, and United Realty or something like that. There's a couple big local or regional ones on the East Coast, but that Realtor.com part of this is you guys get that referral fee too. I'm going to hopefully this week see the report systems which comes off of Follow Up Boss that they're supposed to be sending us on a regular basis.
So I don't know how like broad stream this is overall, but I got a notification the other day. I know that you said like Redfin is going to be probably like a Will Banker Berkshire deal, but I got a notification from Homes.com of something I've never seen as like a coming soon. Like I don't know if other people are taking advantage of different platforms now.
I'm pretty positive Homes.com will.
Yeah.
Redfin doing this, Realtor.com, and Zillow doing this. I'm sure Homes.com will try to partner with somebody to do something here.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, it's definitely a new field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is all new, so I'll get some cheat sheets and try to explain this a little bit better than what I can do up here. Or it gives some examples of how days on market will work. But either way, that was our quickest way to get this. But so it was approved by the whole board at the MLS.
But
so,
they can do these now,
well,
right or wrong.
yeah, you can do them now, and you can just manually add them to Zillow Preview. I sent out an email about a month or a week or so ago. And then I also put it on the AMB agent tools, along with directions on how to do. We have no, that's broker exclusive, sorry. But yeah, you can send out e-cards. You can do whatever you want, but you can add those to Zillow Preview. And those should automatically then float over to Realtor.com.
And don't forget, there's an opportunity now, right? Coming soon cannot be syndicated anywhere. On Realtor and Zillow, there's gonna be an opportunity for them to contact the listing agent, which comes in through the showing time service as an email to you. So be paying attention if you're doing this to see if you get those and reach out to that buyer and try to set up an appointment immediately with them.
Do we have to do the Realtor.com ourselves? I thought that was automatically pulled from Zillow, because mine is not on Realtor.com, but it is on Zillow Preview.
We were told that it was going to be from Zillow, so we can double check with our rep to see when that's going to start pulling.
Yeah. So just for reference, I put this on last week. I've got 1,446 views, and I've got 46 saves on my preview.
Right, so that is our job, to create interest and activity. There's more eyeballs on it. You're definitely doing a service to your seller.
So the referral fee is from a Flex agent that picks it up?
Yes, so Flex, which is now called Premier, is that what it's called, I think?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna go to one of two places. You as the listing agent, or it's going to go to schedule an appointment, it's gonna go to the Flex Premier agent. And they're required to use Follow Up Boss, which is the tracking system that we'll have. And that agent pays no more. Zillow's basically, for the first time ever, taking, instead of collecting referral fees, which is all they've been doing for us the last 15 years, they're taking out of their, depends on what it is, 35 or 40%, 10% of that, and they're just making 25 or 30% on the deal versus 35 or 40%, and they're paying that to us.
Okay.
But the answer is yes. It goes to a Flex agent, does not go to an agent that is paying for an area because they're not collecting a referral fee on that, so they're not going to pay us. So that's why it's always going to the Flex agents. All right, other questions? Did Jay do a great job of explaining that?
Clear as mud. The thing with the MLS, it'll take 45 days, so right now just manually add them when you want to add them. If you have any questions, let me know, but we'll help you with that.
Perfect. You want to talk about Ninja training, because I think you're going to try to kick off a program on that also. Or
You should say your experience. You want to say anything about Ninja? Okay,
Yeah.
come on up.
Right before you and while we're getting Joellen up here, I have a big note in bold print. Need booze bottles for Sunshine Kids golf barrel. It's full at the end of every day, and then I come back every morning and it's empty again. So I don't know who the hell's sneaking in here in the middle of the night, but someone's thirsty. Chris, I mean, one bottle a day is enough. All right, thank you.
Ninja Training, we've been emailing this over since the beginning of the year. We finally got a contract from them end of last week to host Ninja Training here, an installation. we have to have a minimum of 30 people. It's gonna be about $1,100. They did change it up though, because instead of doing a 4-day installation, they're gonna do a 3-day, and then they're gonna have a 90-day follow-up system where you're gonna have weekly calls and things like that. So I think that's gonna be great. We're gonna have it hosted December 9th.
I think it starts December 6th.
December 6th.
Because they always start on Wednesdays.
Yep. So it's going to be that week, or that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be limited because we have to have it as learning style, so we'll have tables and chairs. So in here, we can only fit probably about 35 people. So it'll be kind of first come, first serve for that. If you want to do it, some people can pay, you can pay in full, but if you want to make payments, we can set that up to where you can make payments over the course of the next 6 months and have that all paid before the event in December as well. Joanne's been to it, so.
Yeah. So I went to a Ninja installation at the group, which is Larry Kendall, who wrote the book. He was the teacher, and he knows Vince, and he asked me, is he still wearing his crazy clothes? I'm like, yeah. Although this is kind of mild today, but and Larry is very conservative.
Very.
And, yeah. So it was funny, but I highly recommend it. It doesn't matter if you've been in the business a week or 20 years. It truly is, to me, what every brand new agent should be given that book and follow, because it doesn't cost you anything. It's the basic roadmap of here's what you do to build a business by referral. It does seem like a big commitment, but especially since it's going to be here, you don't have to pay for travel costs like I did. But I just can't recommend it enough. I love the new format, the 3 days. 4 days is a lot, but 3 days, I think it's good because after every conference you ever go to, you're excited, and then you come back, you get busy, you don't implement what you learned. So I think their new format is great, that they're gonna do 3 days and then like a 12-week, here's how you implement it into your business. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but I know it sounds like a lot of money, but like Jay said, and with Vince allowing to do payments, I think you really need to take advantage of it. So let me know if you have any questions.
And they really focus on relationships and practical things that are going to truly help you build and nurture relationships. That's going to help you grow your business.
Yeah, and
they're going to give you easy
get
ideas to grow your business.
Right, yeah, it's all stuff that it's not, paying for leads, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't cost you much. But if you do have, and I'll get to you, Jennifer, if you want to get a taste of it, you can go on YouTube, like you can, Tom Ferry, all of the coaches have stuff out there. Go out there and search on Ninja or Larry Kendall, and you can get a feel if you want to see what it's about. But Jennifer?
And the follow-up, I still get the weekly stuff from Larry every week, and that was years ago, and you still get it even afterwards, and it's good.
Yeah, they're very supportive, so, all right.
Perfect. So, and where do they sign up?
I'll send you guys another email to register. I already have probably 10 or 15 that are already committed to it, so we're really only probably have about 15, 20 slots left. But I'll send out an email so you guys can register.
Perfect. You want to run through the new 1 point?
Sure. Do we have that video or that slide at all?
Hey, how do you like the new carpet?
Yeah.
And we've added, yeah, that's my point, is please don't spill. We've had so much feedback from you guys over the last, couple years of adding a second conference room on the first floor, so we've now done that down there, and we go down there and look at that, but it looks weird because we stopped in the middle of the hallway, but that's all I could get Berkshire Hathaway to pay for. So when I renew the lease, we'll do a bunch more stuff. But walk downstairs and see what we're doing.
Here, just grab these lights real quick. We'll watch a quick 1-minute video.
Consumers today want a simpler, all-in-one real estate experience. It's why tech giants are racing to create that in a way that cuts you out of the loop forever. 1 Point is your answer. It's a complete real estate experience that connects brokerage, mortgage, insurance, and title, led by you, and supported by the tools and resources that help you serve your clients best. You get a strong and unique advantage to use in your own marketing and client conversations, plus the confidence of knowing your partners all operate within the Home Services of America ecosystem. These services have always been in the DNA of our company, and 1 Point is designed to better tell the story and the value proposition to your clients. We're giving you a strong differentiator to put in front of consumers who want this, partners you can count on, and relevance and control in a world where more of your customers will be pulled into one-stop super apps that are low on personal touch and high on disrupting your client relationships. 1 Point is yours. A complete experience that gives your clients more confidence, less stress, and more reason to choose you.
All right. So 1Point, this is Home Services. 1000 Watt put this together as the marketing team that did this. And so what the origin is because Home Services has operated as a full service model for 27 years. But they've always used as internal language like core services, things like that. So they're just branding it as 1Point, and then it's going to be put out there and advertised, kind of like you would see Amazon Prime for Amazon. And so you're going to start seeing content out there for 1Point. So one of the things I know with our organization is that you guys kind of have maybe your core services that you already use. So we're not taking away from that at all. But if you choose to use 1Point and a consumer sees this, or you decide to advertise this as 1Point, that they can come in and use Home Services Lending and our title company and our insurance and things like that. That'll be a point of differentiation for you guys, that you have these core services. They're with our company, so that way when you hand them off to a lender that's with us, they're all under the Home Services brand. And so it just helped the transaction. So again, it's more of a point. It's kind of like, let's see here how they had it. What they said here is that research shows 90% of buyers say an integrated model either definitely sounds better or I can see the benefit. And so there's a lot of people that have that appeal that they want, if they can go to you as a center hub of this and then have all those integrated services, that's what the consumer is looking for. That's what Zillow's been working on. That's what Redfin's been working on, Rocket Mortgage. So people are already doing this. We already have it here, and they're just putting it with a brand called 1Point instead of core services.
One of the things that's important about 1000 Watts on this is 1000 Watts, and first of all, I'm doing my first podcast this Thursday at 11 our time with Mark Davison, and he is a creative genius, so we'll have those recorded, I believe, to share with you. But one of the things I've seen in surveys is consumers say they would prefer to work with a real estate agent that they know is connecting all the dots. That is connecting them to lender, title, insurance, and so forth. So that's the whole theme about that, is why you're seeing Rocket and all these other people market it this way. They know that people are coming to them because they're like, come to us, you're gonna get your mortgage, you're gonna get your title, and we're gonna connect you to a real estate agent. So if you market this concept, surveys say of consumers, they're gonna be more attracted to you. So that's, I think, part of what's going on that 1000 Watt kept pushing to them is, you need to go out there and market this to the consumer because the consumer's telling us they want this.
Yep. Well, just like Zillow, because they, I think it was Brad that did the presentation. Is that the other guy? Not Mark, but who's the other guy? 1000 Watt?
Not with Corbin.
Or Brian. I think his name.
Brian.
But he said,
yes.
Zillow's goal was Zillow's goal is actually to touch 6% of all transactions by the end of the year. And so these companies are kind of catching up to what Home Services has already built. And so they're just wanting to take what's already built and then put it into a way that they can brand it to the consumer as 1Point.
Perfect.
That's 1Point. So I will on AMB Agent Tools, there's social media, there's emails, there's all sorts of content that's out there, and I'll get that all uploaded to AMB Agent Tools, but if you have any questions, let me know.
Do you want to do a quick Maestro update or not? Is there anything?
Oh, Maestro. The biggest question is, because we've mentioned before that Maestro will be coming. This is going to be all-in-one CRM marketing tool, transaction management, which is going to be taking over .loop. And I know people are freaked out about what's going to happen to .loop. I don't know yet. We're still easing into that. So I have a call with Maggie. A lot of you guys know Maggie from here. She's helping incorporating these into the other companies. So I'll get some more specifics on what will happen with .loop, but we do know that we have to hold on to the transactions for 5 to 7 years. And so there's going to probably be at least a few admin accounts that will have those. But when Maestro comes over, most people probably had heard of SkySlope. So when Maestro comes over, me and Daryl did a presentation. It's going to be nice because you can have a CRM that you can then start a transaction right within that CRM, either on a desktop or in a mobile app as well. And not have to switch from platform to platform. So I love that about it. I know it'll be always hard to change, But what they'll let you do is you'll finish any transactions in .loop, and then as it rolls out, which we're hoping to launch, we thought it was going to be at the end of the year, but it's probably going to be in August that we'll launch it. And so we'll launch it in August, and as we launch that out, we'll give you guys trainings on how to do new transactions in Maestro. And then as I get more information on what happens to .loop, or how long you have access, or if there's a way to download your, bulk download your stuff, we'll let you guys know.
One of the things when I took over the network and I talked to Chris Kelly about it is like, we have to look at what other brokers are doing, whether we like them or not. And one of the things we learned is Compass, who's not here, but one of the things that Compass agents liked on the East and West Coast was they liked this platform, which is basically what we're talking about here. We're in our CRM, and we can go and see what our commission check is, and we can do a market analysis, and we can have transaction management. It's going to be much easier for you. We've seen this from other agents and other brokerages, so that's what's getting built. So the bottom line is this world's changing, and we've got to be making adjustments at the same point in time. And unfortunately, it's a give and take, that you're giving up .loop, but you're getting so much more than you're giving up in that process. So that's kind of the process that's going on that we're doing thanks to this. We good?
We're good.
Early June, June 8th, 9th, you help me set this up. We're going to be having, I said that when I came out of my meetings in Irvine is, we've got to change the image of Berkshire Hathaway, right? We want to start attracting more clients to us, more agents to us. We want to grow, period. That's my only purpose of doing this job for 2 to 3 years, is to grow the network, to make sure that the stability for 10, 15 years down the road for us to be there. We're going to be bringing in some marketing, what we believe are the best marketing directors in the country. Jimmy Burgess gave me some of the people he thinks are some of the best agents on social media, and we're bringing in the Berkshire Hathaway marketing director. So you're going to see a group of about 15 people floating around here for a couple of days on Monday and Tuesday, 8th and 9th of June. And the purpose of that is to figure out how do we start rebranding our image, right? How do we lean into Berkshire Hathaway, right? Trust, integrity, financial stability, and all the things that people want to know that we have because we're dealing with this huge asset. But then how do we become this law of attraction for young people, for teams, for top producers, for the consumer to see that this is a place that I want to interact. And so these are all things, there's a million things we're working on. I think I talked to you last time. Our Marketing Resource Center, we've got a couple options on that. They're testing that stuff for me right now. I'm hoping over the next couple months, we're going to sign a new contract with somebody to make that a much simpler, so you don't have to go click in here to click in there to click in there. Again, it's going to be the stuff that we saw, Kelsey, were you sitting in the room with me when they were running through that whole scenario? It's much improved. And we've got Canva talking to us, Maxa talking to us, and the people currently that have the contract got scared, and they got off their ass, and they're giving us a much better product than they did in the past too. So all of that stuff's coming, and we're going to continue to work on all those type of things for you guys. So Zillow Preview I talked about. Open houses with other companies. We had to have a call with our attorneys yesterday to figure this out. It seems like we're getting more requests for this than ever before, where people are saying, it's almost all builder related. Is that a fair statement? For the most part. Yeah. So we got people saying, I want to hold an open house in this brokerage listing, or more likely we're having people saying, I've got a builder and I need people to hold open houses. I'm like, Jesus, we got 1,100 agents. I can't believe we can't find someone to hold open houses for us here, but we're trying to come up with a form that will allow us. It's became very tricky to legally do this moving forward, because now with the buyer's HC rules, if you're sitting in, even if both brokers agree, the seller literally should have to legally agree too. The seller and the builder would. The seller and the listing agent have to agree to let you sit in their house. Now, if you sit in their house, even if they gave you permission, you still have a problem. The problem is, under the new laws, is every buyer that walks in the house, because you're not with that brokerage and you're not an additional listing agent, you have to sign the new buyer's compensation agreement with every buyer walking through the house. So that's problematic. I'm like, that doesn't work, right? That's dumb. So I kept pushing the attorney for about a half hour yesterday. I'm like, so we're just not going to allow it on existing homes because we just can't figure out any simple way. With builders, we're trying to figure out a way that we can create a form that maybe makes us some sort of additional listing agent that we don't get paid on it, that can put us in those houses. So we're working on this. We realize that when you've got a model and you've got a builder that wants you to have it open 4 or 5 days a week, it's tough to get people to fill it. I would hope, let us as a management team help you, but I would hope that, Open houses is something we all did when I started this business umpteen years ago, right? And somehow, some way, we got away from doing those. I still think if you're a new agent starting this business, face-to-face open houses should be one of the primary things that you're doing to grow your business. So we want to solve this problem, but those are things that we're continuing to work on. More to come on that, but for those of you who have builders that are having this issue, we hope to have a solution sooner than later, and I think we're trying to drop an agreement this week, right? Yeah. I hate this subject. Printers. This is not my favorite subject. Anytime I get a text come through to me, someone's complaining about printers, I'm like, oh God, call Jay Brown. So I think we have a solution where there's a software we found that we're going to get implemented here, hopefully over the next 2 to 3 weeks, is my understanding. So those who have Macs and printers, I clearly know that does not work very well. So we're being told it's been tested in a couple other markets that this should solve the issue. Unfortunately, we're going to have people log back into this once we do this, but we think it solves the problem. So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, is that still our time frame?
Yes.
Yes, who's saying, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so be patient the next 2 to 3 weeks. Let's get this done, and then I pray that you can print your shit. I know that you need it. 48 first right of refusal. Jay, what are we talking about on that? Heather's not here, so we're not going to talk about her subjects. All right. I will tell you what. We do, as a community service, and this may be the last year for this, the car show on the second Saturday morning. And Jay and I pulled in here with Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas bought it. I mean, I obviously paid Brian Thomas way too much fucking money over the years. Guy's got a Bentley convertible. He's got 3 Porsches. He just bought a $280,000 car. But we pulled up at 15 till 9. The car show was supposed to start at 9, and our lot was already full. Yeah. And the line was taking 5 through the stoplight to get up the street. It was taking you 5 lights to get up here into the thing. And so I'm trying to think about how do we take a video to do this as a community service saying, bring your kids out. But we had over 3,000 people. I mean, they were walking from behind Core Bank. They were down by Tavern 180. They were on the parking up and down this Twin Peaks extra parking lot. Thank God they yelled at us. It was 100% full. But if you got people that are car buffs, there was probably 15 Lambos, 12 Ferraris. There was 58, I mean, there's some crazy old classic cars here, 58 Vet convertibles, some old cool things there. Bring people in. You know, things like that, just like client appreciation parties, are an excuse for you guys to reach out to your clients. Say, hey, if you're a car person, grab your kid. Dogs are walking around here. Don't let the dogs jump in the cars, please. But use these type of things as vehicles to invite people up here. It's an additional touch for you. That should add value to you and those type of things. So, and that's part of the image I want us to change is like, let's be consumer friendly. Let's be, right? We do all this stuff with Sunshine Kids. Let's give to the community in a way like that. And let's let people know that here's things that are available that we're doing to help the community. But it also strengthens and builds relationships for you guys in that process. So just food for thought as I sat there this weekend. And then the other thing is, because Sunday was Mother's Day, so we did everything Shannon wanted to do. So I was out at Junk Stock for 3 hours. But they had live music out there. And so I texted the girls and I said, I think on our grill off, the September grill off, which you guys know I love the grill off. And if Jay Brown, we got to have some real competition here because we cannot let Jay Brown repeat. That is embarrassing to all of us guys. I think having Kelsey serve the food helped him get more votes personally. Smarter than he looks. But for that grill off, we want to kill it. That's always been a fun event. But I think we're going to have live music come in for that event also. Let's make that, let's just blow it out and make that a really fun event. And I hope to get 15 to 20 maybe grillers versus what we've had of 12 in the past. So as we get closer, we'll push that. So we want to bring some additional excitement. I think we have some great events when you look at the trunk or treat and the grill off and stuff like that. But we want to take those to another level to make sure that this is the culture where you guys can bring your family, right? Because those are all places, the car show, the grill offs. We want you to bring your kids and your family to these type of events. to bring them into the office. So, Good Guy Award.
Can you talk about Thursday?
Thursday, Jesus, shit.
Speaking of events, yeah.
Speaking of events, we're kicking one off this Thursday. So Hawaii. So the girls thought we should have themes. So this Thursday is our first grill out here in the parking lot. We'll have sides, and then hamburgers, hot dogs will be grilled out. Bounce house, slide for the kids, and a Hawaiian theme. So I only have 100 shirts or so. So if you all come to my house trying to grab my shirts, I'm going to run out. But let's come, let's have fun, but let's make these type of events fun. So what's our hours in that? 5 to 7:30? 5 to 7. So show up this Thursday, bring your kids, bring your families. Good Guy Award. Do we have Farrah here? Yes. Did we approve the person they're giving this to?
Oh, stop.
Hi. You guys know when you're having a really cloudy day and then a small crack of sunlight shines through the clouds? That's the person I'll be giving this to. Someone who's just naturally cool, kind, genuine, and never fails to check in and make sure you're okay or have what you need. A kind soul and a genuinely good person. That person is Jason Bernstill.
Jason looks surprised as hell.
I don't think I need to say anything.
Congratulations.
When I got into real estate, everybody was really nice to me, so I just try to pass that on. When it came to CBS Home, there was such a wonderful community of people that were very nurturing and very supportive, and we found the same thing when we did the merger. And so, yeah, it's just great to be part of this big extended family.
Thank you. Congratulations. And I think that's something we always should be reminded of, right? Let's be kind to each other as real estate agents through these transactions. It makes for a better transaction. It makes us a better business to be part of. So guys, have a wonderful day. Hope to see you Thursday at the Grill Out. Keep selling. You're killing it.